branding yourself begins with self-reflection. Taking stock of your strengths. Is there a particular talent that helps you shine? In this series, founder of Pierre Branding Group, Lydia Pierre, sits down with the executives and entrepreneurs to shed light on why it is important to brand yourself and get ahead. On this episode of Brand Yourself and Get Ahead, we discuss the art of branding. Joining me is Geraldine Andre, CEO, entrepreneur, personal finance coach, ordained minister, professor, and motivational speaker. Also an author, Geraldine's book, Faith and Finances, Effective Strategies for Building Wealth the Godly Way, will show you how to build and maintain your finances just as you would build and maintain your relationship with God. Hey, Geraldine.
Hey, Lydia.
How are you doing today?
Blessed and highly favored.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, and you can't. Everywhere I go, you are.
Period.
Yeah, so, of course, you are not only my sister, but you are an amazing PBG client. And that is because you are a certified decorator. You are a minister. You're a teacher. You're a finance coach. And you are our event architect.
Yes.
Oh my God, talk about a Renaissance woman.
I'm trying.
How do you do it all?
Well, first and foremost, I can't do any of this without God.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the support of my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have an amazing support system, which is my husband. June will be 13 years.
Yes,
Shameless plug.
you know I know him well. He's
Very
my
well.
brother.
Period. So it's, the amazing support of my husband, and then of course my friends. I can't do it without my friends. And then in the midst of all that, you kind of play both roles. You know, my brand manager, PBG, the whole team. I can't do it without you guys. You guys helped me put it all together.
Awesome. Well, it was so much amazing pieces of you to put together. So it's just a pleasure to be able to see and have a front row to your greatness. And as you know, we've known each other for quite some time, over 18, almost 20 years now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We telling our age.
Yes, just a little bit, just a little bit.
bit.
But and what's unique about our relationship is that you've seen me through all of my changes and I've seen you through all of yours. So to be able to still appreciate each other in this space, as not only as friends but also as clients and business partners and everything that we do together. I don't know how I would be able to do it without you, to be honest.
So
oh goodness. So when it comes to branding, and trying to put all of the pieces of G together, what was your perception of what branding was before you started working with me?
I guess for me, in the beginning, I was looking at branding like, just cute pictures and just, lots of digital. I guess to me, I was thinking branding was only what everyone else could see on a digital platform.
Okay.
But it went so much more beyond just what you either drop in the mail or anything. I was thinking of it like marketing, because I do have also a marketing and an advertising background when I used to work with AT&T. So for me, it was like, that's where my headspace was. I was thinking of the other pieces, like more digital content. I thought of branding.
Okay. And of course, we're trying to teach our clients that it's so much more to it than that. It's more than the nice pictures and everything.
Yes.
So now that we've worked together, what do you kind of see branding is now? Oh
my gosh, branding I feel like branding is like a big portfolio, and then there's so many different moving parts.
Okay.
And that's what I love about it. And the amazing thing about working with PBG is that, like you stated, you teach your clients what branding is. Now when I hear it and people just throw it around so loosely, and I'm like, that's not branding. I'm like, it's a piece of, but it's not the whole, it's not the whole portfolio. So for me, I feel like branding is like the big umbrella, and then there's so many different moving parts to branding.
Awesome. And I know you've gotten so well versed in branding that people have even asked you to speak on it.
That is so true.
Talk about student becomes a teacher.
Yes, that is so true. I have been approached a few times, and yes, I was. I did do a presentation with one of my business partners about the importance of branding, and it was so crazy because I was nervous not presenting it to everyone. I was nervous about you checking it.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, I hope I'm doing her proud. I hope this is right. So to me, that's where it was. But when I sent it to you, and you was like, it looks great. Like, now I'm gonna just add, and then here you turn it right back around. Now I'm gonna go ahead and brand it even more, because yeah, your PowerPoint and stuff look nice, but it needs to be G. And I'm like, see, that's why you're here. But the content, I surprised myself with the content being so spot on, and we couldn't have done it without you. I mean, all the conversations of when I was confused and I was like, but isn't it this? And you're like, it's a piece of it. And I'm like, man, this thing is a, you know, it's like really big.
It's a beast.
It is a beast. So I was like, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, with branding comes you pulling out yourself as well. A big part of it is you showing who you really are, being your authentic self. What about this branding journey has taught you about G, who the real G is?
I think it's reminded me, I always known that I was a passionate person about whatever I do. But I feel like it just reminded me that it's okay to be passionate about what you do, but allow for those that you trust to be able to help more, like navigate that passion. Because at times, you know, as a creative, it's like, you know, when we come to you and at times we're like all over the place, and you keep asking us questions, and I'm like, no, well, I don't know. And you're like, well, if you don't know, I don't know. And I'm like, what?
And you hate forms.
Right,
You hate forms.
Yes, I hate forms, okay? So, you know, just being able to kind of like bring it to you, and you help us talk it through until we come to that final conclusion, and then it all gels together is so, so beautiful. So I learned about myself again that I'm very passionate, and that it's okay to let someone else in and help me navigate through whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish.
Absolutely, because you're a great person.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
And the best part of my job is that I get to see the greatness in people like you, and be able to help cultivate that greatness.
Correct, yes.
And but the even better part is that I get to see when you embrace that greatness.
Yes.
What is that feeling for you?
It feels amazing, because I think that there was a point in like my transitional period, especially when I started working with PBG, and I was like, one thing I didn't want to do, I didn't want to appear as if I was a jack of all trades and a master of none, because it can get a little hard, right? Where you're thinking like, but I have so many different skill sets.
Absolutely.
How do they all gel together? And you know, with the help of you and the PBG team, you was like, sis, they're all connected. And I'm like, that is so true, because it's like you feel like you go to school, you know, my background, of course, you know, I have degrees in project management, and I'm like, okay, that's my background. Like, how does it fit into all this that God has placed on the inside of me? And when we talked and you showed me how it all gelled together, that feels amazing. It feels amazing to know that your gifts, your talent, your educational expertise, all the certifications that you have are really working for you. Nothing feels worse than wasted money. So when I came to you and you helped me to kind of put it all together, it felt so satisfying, and I felt relieved. I felt like the world was lifted off of my shoulder, because I'm like, no, you're a boss. Like, that's what you do. Like, you're a queen. Like, you reign everything in your life. So you helped me kind of like mash it together. So it just felt enlightening.
Yes. Speaking of queens, your brand is Regal.
Yes.
So when you talk about how we were able to kind of bring all of those different aspects of you together, the certified decorator, the teacher, the preacher, the minister, when we were able to bring all that under the same umbrella, I mean, the credit repair that you do as well, and then the consulting as far as fundraising, all of that comes together under what we established as Regal Enterprises.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about how now you move a little different in the industry, knowing that you have all of that to offer and how you can package it.
You know what? I move differently because I'm no longer ashamed about saying everything that I do, because once again, because of how PBG has structured everything, when someone goes to my website, they feel like, because my whole goal, like one of the mottos for my decor company is set it and forget it. So I love when people come to me and at times they're like, yeah, not only am I getting married, but I also want to purchase a home. So first you end up helping me out, you know, with the planning and the decor and all that. And then I need help on my credit. And then after they've gotten their credit together, then my client's like, okay, I know how to pay my bills, but I don't know how to budget. I need a finance coach. So because I'm like a one-stop shop, it's like a relationship. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you take the person through one phase, and then it's a relationship like Walmart. You go to Walmart for milk, but you can come out with tires and clothes and baby products. So I love being that place for my clients, and they become friends. They end up becoming family, and it's just such a rewarding journey to be able to share all of me and my whole team, because I'm not just a one woman show.
Absolutely.
I have a team. I have an amazing support system that really helps my clients achieve all of their goals. So
Okay.
it feels great.
Well, talk to me about that support system.
Yes.
Because it's very important, because a lot of people get into this branding game. We're trying to start a business as an entrepreneur, and it can get very stressful
And overwhelming.
and very overwhelming. And a lot of times, a big part of what I have to do is talk them off the ledge a lot of times, because they be wanting to quit. Sometimes they're frustrated.
Right.
What are some of the ways that you're able to kind of just push through?
Sure, I'm able to push through because once again, like I remember one time I had a conversation with you and I was saying to you like, Lydia, I'm having all these different requests. Some areas are my area of expertise, some not so much. What do I do? And you said you're at a great place, and you was like, you know, you're at a place where God is allowing you to grow, but in order to grow, you have to, you know, create a team. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
So then that's how I was able to expand myself. I was able to connect with other visionaries, other experts, subject matter experts in those areas that my clients needed help. And that's where, you know, Regal Credit and Regal Finance and all that came in. So now I don't have to be the know-it-all. I just have to know the who, because I don't always know the how.
Amen.
But knowing the who is so important and being successful. So having the team, having the support system, I don't have to be the know-it-all. You know, I'm the individual in the middle, and when it's time to bring other experts in, we do that. And my clients love it because then they know that they're in the hands of a capable person that knows how to kind of like guide them in the direction that they need to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
So, of course, you're a minister,
Mhm.
and a big part of that is sometimes struggling with your image or kind of figuring out how people will receive you.
Correct.
And you have this fiery red hair, and
Yes.
me and you know, you've been through all kinds of hair colors.
Correct.
What about your hair color and about your image have you
Mhm.
been able to use to your advantage and leverage in your role as all of that you do, and still
Correct.
be able to stay true to yourself
Correct.
and your profession?
Correct. Well, just the fact of being a decorator, right? People always, I say this all the time, and my friends and my family laugh, but I'm like, no, it's serious. People like to look at beautiful people, right?
Absolutely.
People, just even babies, when they come out, you know that a baby's eyesight is working phenomenally because once they see bright colors, that's what attracts their eyes, right? So because I'm a vibrant and I'm a bright personality person, thank God he's done so much work on me because I hadn't always been this way. I know growing up there were, different points of low self-esteem and not being so confident because I was always so skinny and so tiny. So being comfortable in my hair now is just amazing because one of the things that a lot of clients say to me when they work with me is, I'll never forget your red hair.
Absolutely.
Like I have clients all the time that say, you know what, like that meet me in passing on social media, and they're like, I think it's the red hair that keeps bringing me back. So every time if I would try to get an itch to change it, it's almost like, I don't know if it's God, but I feel a still small voice that's like, don't you dare change their hair color,
it's your
because
brand.
it has become my brand. I remember one time talking to you like last year, and because it's been 2 years now with the red, and I was like, I think I'm gonna change it. You was like, you can. It's part of your brand. I was like, yeah, you're right, brand manager. Like, you're right. It has become part of my brand now. And then even when I shave the side, again, people kind of remember those things. You have only about a few seconds or maybe a minute or two to make a lasting impression. And if anything else they will forget, you cannot forget this fiery red hair.
It's become your trademark.
It has.
Yeah, I think
yes.
everyone should have something that makes them stand out from the crowd.
Correct.
And that's a big part of what branding is about, because
Correct.
in a sea of other people who are doing the same things you're doing, you have to stand out and be someone that's memorable,
Correct,
So,
yes.
and by you doing that, it gives other people permission to be themselves as well.
Absolutely, it does,
So-
it does. And I used to think at first, like, well, how is the church going to receive me? Because in the beginning, I grew up Pentecostal, and it was just always like, not too much makeup, not too much jewelry, not too much this, not too much that. But when I went to go study the word for myself, and I was like, that's not what God is requiring of us. The change must first happen on the inside, and then it will manifest on the outside. So for me, and we're all still works in progress, right? But I feel like with the work that God has done, God has given me the boldness to not only be who I am in this world and to impact and to change, but just for myself and those that are around me, I could go ahead and be bold because it allows other people to also be bold and let them know I could be saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled and anointed and still rock this red hair. So it's all about the gifts that are on the inside of us. So I love the redness. I love the fact that you helped me to embrace it. and a lot of my followers like it too, so it's staying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if you had any final thoughts or anything that you would want to share and let people know that's like a fun fact or something unique about you, what would it be?
Well, yes, the fun fact about me is I'm a foodie. I say this all the time. I work out like crazy. I work out with my personal trainers 3 to 4 times a week just so I can eat. So that is a fun fact about me. I know a lot of people say they're foodies, but no, like I live so I could try different cuisines. Some point in my life I want to travel the world and try almost everything except for like bugs and stuff. I'm not eating those. But I am a foodie and I love to travel, so yeah.
Yes, I mean, even your birthday was branded. We branded your birthday.
You really did.
Yeah, we did brand your whole birthday.
Brand my birthday.
So we branded your birthday as Geraldine's Restaurant Tour Birthday Edition.
Birthday edition.
And I told you I did that on purpose.
You did, yes.
Because me knowing your heart, me knowing that you're a foodie, I'm like, she's gonna want to take this in a different space, not just for her birthday. So let me go ahead and brand it as the birthday edition, just in case you might want to have other variations of this restaurant tour.
And that was amazing because after you did that, I did get inboxes. So I already have some people that are looking forward to it. So I can go ahead and announce it now. We're gonna do a Geraldine's Restaurant Tour Holiday Edition.
No.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, because I already have at least, I think, 3 people confirmed.
Oh, that's
We haven't even created a flyer.
Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All because of you. Thank you.
Well, God gave me that to
Amen.
download and pass on to you,
Well,
so
I
I'm
received
honored
it.
for that.
Thank
And you know, I'm gonna be all over it and part of it. So.
Absolutely. Like, if not, it's not gonna go right. in my opinion.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I mean, it's always a blessing working with you, having
Likewise.
you in my corner just as much as I'm in yours. I mean, being able to support each other the way we do and to be able to grow and see each other grow. I mean, it's just such a blessing.
Yes, and I just want to thank you right back. I want to thank you for having those tough conversations because at times when you've known someone for so long, you know, you may not want to offend them or hurt their feelings, especially when you know that they're so passionate about what they do. But because you are a professional more than anything, you don't let personal feelings and I love the fact that you know when it's time to put the friend hat on and when it's time to put the brand manager hat on. So I just thank you. I thank you for your gifts. I thank you for submitting to the call that is over your life. And all your clients, we're here because you followed your dream and you walked on water. So keep doing what you're doing because there's so much more in store for you. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you, G.
You're welcome.
So where can we find more information about you?
Well, on my beautiful website that was done by PBG, you can just simply find me on www.geraldineandre.com. I
mean, you should always own your name.
Correct, clearly.
So,
I didn't even think of that. So GeraldineAndre.com. I'm also on Instagram as The Real Geraldine Andre and also on Facebook as Geraldine Andre Regal Credit or Regal Innovation and Design. So that's where everyone can find me.
And they can find information about your book that's coming out.
Oh yes, correct. Yes, I'm finishing up my first book of many more. And it's called Faith and Finances. Should I tell them who did the cover? You think I mean, Lydia. You came up with the concept and the idea, and we had an amazing photographer do the shoot. So again, you're all in it, and I just appreciate you, and I thank God for you so much.
And thank you for trusting me with your brand.
Absolutely.
I don't take that for granted when someone allows you to trust me with themselves, because essentially your whole image, I mean, it's everything.
Yes.
So for you to trust me and my team with that, it means so much. So thank you.
I know your heart, so that's why I let you in. So thank you.
All right. Well, look forward to learning more about you and continuing on this amazing branding journey because we're always evolving.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
All right.